Welcome back to the final episode of Dusk Beyond the End of the World or Tuo no Yugure. So in the previous one, we got to see Amoru turning into an android herself, right? Into Yoyami's body, basically. And now being like, hey, now I'm an android like you guys, and we can now all be together. So I feel like she's in for a harsh truth here, a truth bomb, if you will. So this is gonna be the final episode, and I'm gonna give my full thoughts on the series at the end of the episode, as I always do at the end of the series. So if you're interested in that at all, it's gonna be at the end discussion. But yeah, let's just see how this finale of the season goes. So if you wanna watch this, Anchor Blur is always on my Patreon down in the description. And let's go into Tuo no Yugure, episode 12. Your love belongs to you.
機械の体を手に入れれば二人とずっと一緒にいられるって。その瞳もう仲間外れじゃないよね。だからね、アキラ、三人でヘルシーしよう。アキラ、アモルなんて。あれ、なんでだろう。
Oh, she's hacked, of course. Ooh, that's rough.
アキラの心捕まえた。アキラ、あれ、アキラ、ゆうこれ。父さんの居場所を発見。よいやみ、私はアキラと夕暮れと一緒にいたいの。貴様があの時。そこをどいてください。アキラを奥のラボに連れて行きます。アキラ、なんで寝てるの？
Bro's tweaking. She's not doing the best. This
意識が混ざって。なぜお前だけ特別扱いされる。なぜあの時。
yeah, they don't seem too compatible.
よいやみ、それは。もう。お前を倒して全て吐かせてやる。二人揃っていっぺんに。
Ooh, damn, he's nasty. Regen.
昔から思っていたの。あなた気持ち悪い。想像主への敬意が足りないな。敬意？霧でかく乱か。しかしこれではレーザー兵器は使用できまい。イングマール博士。
Nice. That's cool.
私は彼女に謝りたいのだ。私はあの時、私がハックを見つけさえしなければ。自虐風の自慢かしら。私の大事な者たちを傷つけてまですることではないわね。人の身勝手は遠さの才能に群がり、希望に沿わなければ平気で手のひらを返す。随分とご執心ね。愛していたの？黙れ！
I guess that's a yes.
人の思考が借り物よ。
Nice. Oh, damn. Ooh. Completely fried them.
姉妹喧嘩を止めるためにね。
You overstayed your welcome, my guy. It's time for you to go.
すごいですよ。こちらは急いでいるんです。逃がすわけないだろう。本当にやりにくい。お前だけはいつも特別だ。作戦でも性能でも託されたものだって特別。待ってください。コアが持ちませんよ。なぜ教えてくれない。姉妹みんなが世界
Ooh! Oh my god! うん。Ooh! Ooh, that's sick. That's cool animation. いや、you're not entitled to anyone's love. Yeah. 'This is a cool scene, though. Really interesting one. あlike this scene a lot. This scene is actually really cool. It's really well done. Did she get the core? 07. Oh shit! She's giving him her core? But I think she's just siphoning the power from her core to his core, right? うん。
あの二人はもう手遅れなんです。混ざり合った意識は干渉し、精神崩壊を起こして元に
Yeah.
戻せません。夕暮れ、まさか。やめてくれ。もう十分だろ。不十分です。だって夕暮れのコアが。私は大丈夫です。死んだら結婚できないぞ。アキラが死んでもできません。やめてくれ。頼むから。アキラ、結婚って何なんでしょうね。あなたとアモル、二人と過ごした時間すべてが私の宝。夕暮れ、おい、冗談だよな。なあ。夕暮れ、夕暮れ。
That is sad, especially if you think of it. Oh, it's a helper robot. It's sad, especially when you think about the fact that they spent basically 7 years together as well, in like their memory bank or whatever, right? Earlier when they was resting as well. So they spent a very long time together. Really sad.
コアの停止から時間が経つほど記憶が失われていきます。ようこそ。かつて人類の反撃拠点だった研究所、アビスフォージへ。
So me.
アキラ、12番カプセ
So
ル
me sound
それ
surround
をに
system.
させてください。夕暮れは助かります。
Oh,
ただ先ほども言った通り、時間との勝負だ。あなたはよろしいのですね。頼む。承知しました。あとは修復を待つだけです。ありがとう。タギツだよな。よく気がつきましたね。なんとなくな。動けるボディがあると何かと便利なのです。懐かしいな。俺の記憶じゃないけどさ。君の記憶だよ、アキラ。オリジナルの姫神ア
I
キラ
thought so.
ですよね。会えて嬉しいよ。俺もです。アキラ、聞きたいことがあるなら急いでください。フィムト粒子の供給を夕暮れの修復に切り替えたので、アキラの延命処置は停止しています。
Mm.
俺、そんなつもりじゃ。より良い選択だよ。老人が若者に譲れるものがあるなんて最高じゃないか。
I would also want to die if I were just sleeping here for years in this capsule, not doing anything,
何か
immobile.
ら知りたい。聞きたいこといろいろあったはずなんですが。君は自分の存在理由や意味をいろいろと考えているみたいだね。なんでそれを。アキラたちはネットワークでつながっているのです。あなたが目にし感じたものは全てこ
Damn.
ちらのアキラにも共有されています。私の事情は後で日記を閲覧でもしてほしい。はい。私は君を子孫を残さなかった自分の子供だと思っている。子供の恋バナを聞くのが夢だったんだよ。恋バナって。エルシーという制度を作ったのは私だ。驚きだろ。でもなんでわざわざ結婚制度を変えたんですか。戦後人口管理の側面もあったが、実際にはいろいろと行き詰まっていた制度を壊してしまいたかったんだ。
Monogamy?
それってトワスが関係して。どうかな。彼女にはあまりにもいろいろとありすぎたから。エルシーもより良い選択さ。可能性を広げれば生き
Mm.
る答えも増える。結婚であろうとエル しいであろうと、必要なのは紐解けば合意と責任ということになる。アキラ、君は何に合意し責任を負うと誓うのかな。夕暮れとアモル、どちらもいい娘じゃないか。いや、それは、でも。自分で自分が許せないか。そうです。時代に合わせた価値観を持てとは言わない。けれど、君を形成する価値観とは何なのだろうか。誰のために存在したい。誰に必要とされたい。
その辺にしていただけますか。結果論ですが、ここ数十年、オーエルはなかなかひどいものですよ。
夕暮れ、言葉もないな。
私はおぼろに期待しています。
もう大丈夫なのか。
はい。
Nice.
自己修復のフェーズに入りました。アキラさん、そしてタキツ、感謝します。
よかった。
アキラさん、フェムと粒子、今から延命に。
いや、もう十分すぎるほどに生きた。君らに
Yep.
も会えた。
Fair.
満足だよ。
Fair.
わかりました。
It doesn't seem like the most like fulfilling life.
それはそれとして、アキラさん、私のアキラに変なことを吹き込まないでいただけますか。
自覚しているんだろう。アモルに感化されていると。
そんな言い方、ずるいです。
ほら、アモルの口調にそっくりじゃないか。確かに。たくさん影響を与え合うといい。
あなたは本当に昔から。
でも、アモルはもう心配ない。
アキラ、そろそろです。
時間のようだ。タギツ、本当に長い間世話になった。ありがとう。
あなたに仕えることができて、私は幸福でした。
俺を作ってくれてありがとう。アキラ、人だ機械だは二の次でいい。精一杯生きて世界をつないでいくんだ。はい。
アキラさん、トワサからの言づてを預かっています。
とはさあ。
ずっと生涯愛していると。
Hmm.
夕暮れ。
白母。そうか。彼は僕が丁重に弔っておこう。感謝します。
白母、ごめんなさい。謝らないで。背負わせてごめんね。
宵闇、修復できるのか。
ボディは戻せても。
Yeah, I thought so.
そうか。それで、
アモルなら生きているわ。でも、ハックの影響を打ち消せなくて、今は眠らせたままにしているの。
Okay.
なあ、夕暮れ。
はい。イーディー！何？ウィアとフォクタに弁当届けて！あいあいさ！あいあいさ！
あれ？どうしたんだ？
お弁当忘れ物。
あ、うっかりしてたな。
もうしっかりしてよね。
オーエルの取引条件が変わるみたいだ。
この子たちの苦労は
Wow.
したいわね。あれ？やかましい。
It's this. It's this family. The inbreds.
なんで耐えられないの？売られた喧嘩は買う主義なの。
Ah, these two.
いいじゃない。確かに谷底の川に流せばよかった。いい加減に。
ちょっとおかみさん方、喧嘩ばっかりしてないで、もうお客さん
This guy's here. Hell yeah. Slay.
坊や、これが何か知ってます。キーサーでしょ。覚悟はあるのね。もちろん。ありありよ。
諸君は OL の松本地区へと配属となった。近年人口が急増するこの地の治安と
Oh, nice. Nice. She found happiness as well. They both did. They found their own path. Damn, that's a lot of them. Are these all of them? Aww. Reintroducing herself. New memories. Was that the guy? I think that was the guy, right? The old guy there. Amoru. And now they've been taking care of her all this time.
ここがトアさんの眠る場所です。
Hmm. Okay, that makes sense. Nice. I'm glad that this is the way that it is.
82歳の時、老衰で。
そうか。トワさん、久しぶり。って言うとなんか変な感じだけど、俺は姫神アキラのアンドロイドなんだ。
トアさん、随分とご無沙汰してしまい、すみません。
姫神アキラ曰く、俺は二人の子供みたいなものだって。
私と一緒ですね。
だな。トワさん、俺、夕暮れに結婚を申し込もうと思ってる。トワさんは認めてくれるかな。
きっと、天国で喜んでくれていると思います。私は、生前のトアサと、いくつか約束をしました。これからの世界がどうあろうと、干渉しないと約束して。そして、姉妹を大切にね。
喧嘩してばかりだけどな。
不本意なことに。そして、恋人ができたら紹介して。タスク完了です。
夕暮れ、愛してる。
はい。私も、愛しています。
Nice. Nice.
夕暮れ、俺。
アモルですよね。私、アキラを愛しているのと同じくらい、アモルのことも大好きみたいです。どうしたらいいと思いますか？
それは。
私たちは、アモルのおかげで変われました。
あ、そうだ。俺は、アモルも大好きだ。
素直が大事ですね。でも、エルシーするのは尺ですね。どうでしょう。私たちだけの結婚を考えるというのは。
What does that mean?
おはよう、アモル。
おはようございます。
Is that how they end it? La fino. Okay, wow, okay, that was an ending. Okay, I actually kind of like this episode. I actually think this episode was pretty nice. like pretty nice. Nothing too major that I would have against it. It's a pretty nice one. It did feel like it was a very fast, like a fast wrap up of all the things, right? But all in all, I kind of liked it, you know. So I want to go through basically the entire show now. I don't have much to say about this specific episode, so I kind of want to go through the show and my thoughts on it, right? So I liked some of the bits here towards the end of the show. I actually think like the last few episodes had some really interesting parts in it. I do think that the middle section of the show, like episodes like, I don't know, 3 to 9 or something along those lines, were not going in a direction that I would have hoped this show would have gone in. I think episode like 0, 1, 2 were really, really good, really piqued my interest. The entire world was so interesting. I like the setup of it a lot. I like the fact that we didn't get like lore dumps or anything along those lines. It felt like it was gradual. It was just as Akira was exploring the world, you get like a piece of information here and there, and you can build information one on top of the other. That was the most interesting part to me, was the mystery aspect of it, of what the hell happened. And like you would be exploring, and then I think the middle section, it kind of felt like, I know what they're going for. They were basically going for, okay, this is one random storyline and you're gonna get invested in the storyline, and through the storyline you're gonna find out more about the mystery, right? A tad bit more about the mystery, right? And then you're gonna go on to the next storyline where you're gonna find out a bit more, like one of the generals of OL, are they even the generals, whatever, one of the commanders or whatever at OL is gonna be there, and they're gonna give you a little bit of the story. But it did feel a tad bit disconnected at points, which is what took me out a bit during the middle section. Like the entire incest story was like a kind of random, the entire mafia story, right? And like just all the tidbits, the Onsem town and stuff like that, like they did contribute to the overarching mystery, but they did feel quite disconnected from it, from the actual like, I don't know, overarching story. It felt like a random side story. And then here towards the end, when we actually focused on OL and stuff like that, it was kind of cool. I liked it. I thought it was interesting. Now, I do think that the biggest, or I guess the thing that I liked the least about the show was the main cast, especially for the first 2/3, 3/4 of the show. In episode 0 and episode 1, I actually kind of liked Akira, and I did like Tuasa/Yugure a bit at the beginning, but then I think they became so painfully generic. I think it was like episode 2. When was the prison break episode? Where he just went into the prison, got Amuro out, and beat up like a bunch of people with Yugure, and then got out in like a span of like 2 minutes. And I was like, oh, okay, what are we doing here? He just went into like a prison that looked like it was insanely engineered, just strolled up in there, no fighting required, and got Amuro out, no fighting required. And then when he got out, there were like 5 guards. I was like, okay, this was a bit off. I think the main character is, yeah, as I said, painfully generic at points, but I did like him towards the end here. I like the fact that he kind of stayed true to his belief of, obviously, all of his memories, his entire personality was built on the monogamous society and stuff like that, and he only loves Toasa when it comes to romantic love. And he didn't waver from that. He didn't jump ship the second that Amuro started expressing interest in him. And I actually like the fact that there were like a few times, 2 or 3 times in the entire show where he actually said no to Amuro, right? But Amuro wasn't taking it. Amuro kind of developed this kind of like obsession with them, right? And would not take no for an answer. And also I feel like she got attached to it also because her lack of familial bonds, and she kind of got attached in that sense to them as well. So it kind of makes sense, but also it did develop into an obsession where she wouldn't take no for an answer, and became kind of scary. Because what do you do with a person that doesn't take no for an answer and keeps pursuing you, right? That becomes a stalker. And I think definitely she was getting to that point, Amuro. And I like the fact that even to the very end, Akira never wavered, was never like, you know what, okay, sure, right, sure, let's LC, because that would go against everything that has been built up, I feel like. So I like the fact that it ended up being the way that it was with Akira. So I actually kind of liked him at the end, and I did like here at the end how he was in this final episode as well. Yugure, kind of, I feel the same thing with Yugure as well. I didn't really care about her at the beginning at all. Honestly, I thought she was a tad bit annoying with the entire let's get married, let's get married, let's get married. But here towards the end, it kind of made sense and it kind of toned it down a bit and it became a bit more likable. I always thought that Amaru was at the beginning. I think actually kind of the opposite with Amaru for me. At the beginning, I thought she was fine. I actually kind of liked her. Like this innocent kid that joined the party and she was kind of fun. She had a bit of a crush on Akira, but it didn't seem like anything too... Like, obviously, it seemed like it was just a kid's crush or something along those lines, but then it became more and more obsessive, it felt like. Even when she was she was told no, rejected multiple times in her face, she didn't take it. So... kind of started liking Amaru less and less as time went on, right? But yeah, I really like the mystery of it. I do wish that they focused on different elements in the show. I think the animation is also really nice, and I really like the art style. It's very unique, right? I really, really like whenever a show has a unique art style, unique identity, visual identity, and this one definitely does. This one has a very unique visual identity, and I really, really like that. But I do wish that the story went in some different directions. I also never really cared about the romance in this show that was developing, and it felt like that was like 60% of the show, maybe even more than that. I was always more focused on or more interested in the mystery and the world aspect of the show. So I think the romance in the show was kind of like meh, but now seeing this final episode, it kind of makes sense why they were focusing so much on it. But also, as I said, I just didn't care about the characters at the beginning, and I don't think they were likable enough at the beginning for me to care about them, to get really invested in the romance. They were building up all of the dates and stuff like that I didn't think were that interesting. And so I wish they focused a bit more on the entire exploration and also the entire OL side of things. I feel like the entire OL side of things was the thing that kind of like felt the most lacking. I wish they focused more on the entire structure of OL and... you know, them actually tearing down OL. It felt like that was the thing that was kind of just like, oh, here's one of the commanders of OL. And then towards the end here, there was just like, well, let's... basically the entire OL is just like 3 people and let's just bring it down, right? I think they could have done a bit more with OL, but at the end of the day, it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, I think there could have been a lot more that could be done with this. And there is a lot more potential that it had from episode 0 onward. Like, I kind of wish they went a bit more into the direction of, you know, trying to see what it means to, I don't know, maybe fall in love with a robot, an android, but also at the end of the day, Akira and Yugure were both androids, so that wouldn't really work that angle. So either way, it's fun. Yeah, it was cool. I also think it came out in a bit of an unlucky spot where I feel like people nowadays, including me, definitely including me, are getting a bit tired of the AI, word AI, because right now every single corner of the internet you look to, AI is being like talked about, is being pushed in your face. So I feel like to a lot of people, once again, including me, AI, they just kind of don't like hearing about AI anymore. So I feel like AI stories are gonna have, or stories about like AI are gonna have a rough spot. Whereas I feel like a year, even like earlier this year, not even a year ago, earlier this year, I would have been a lot more receptive to it. Nowadays, I'm just like, let's just not. Unless you have like a really, really, really interesting and nuanced take about it that's never been done before, and you think you can tell a really cool story, I would rather just you focus on something that's doesn't have the word AI in it. But at the end of the day, it was a fine story with some really fun elements introduced in it. So overall, I enjoyed it. I'm glad that I watched it. It was a fun one. But that's about it. So thank you guys for joining me on this journey, and I'm gonna wrap it up here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next series. Peace.